I pop in my headphones and music begins to flow freely through my ears. It brings a sense of calmness to me. I then begin to clean and do some schoolwork. Now tell me, how many of you have done the same thing? Just needing music or something in the background because the silence bores you. Or maybe the music is telling a story of how you feel in that moment. While we think about that, how many of you in the audience have prevented your teenagers from experiencing that same thing? Either because you think it's a distraction or because you don't like their choice of music. Our teens need access to the creative and stimulating flow of music, just as you adults do. Now, music can be a form of relaxation, and research has shown that listening to music can reduce anxiety, blood pressure, and pain, as well as improve sleep quality, mental alertness, and memory. Research has also found that when a subject listens to music, it triggers a release of dopamine to the brain. Dopamine is a kind of naturally occurring happy chemical that we receive as part of a reward system. What I'm hoping to accomplish today is to bring your attention and shed a light onto the issues affecting our youth and how we can help to alleviate those issues using music. For example, did you know that on a 10-point scale, American teens have rated their stress rate at an average score of 5.8, compared to the normal score of 3.8? Did you know that 61% of teens 13 to 17 years of age have said that they're under a lot of pressure to produce good grades? This percentage is twice as high as those pressured to look good or to fit into society. 45% of high school students report feeling stressed all the time. High school or secondary school students commonly self-report experiencing stress relating to their education, which we refer to as academic-related stress. Stress such as pressure to achieve high marks and concerns about receiving poor grades. For example, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development conducted a study involving 72 countries and 540,000 students from the ages of 15 to 16. On average, across those countries, 66% of students reported feeling stressed about poor grades, and 59% reported that they often worry that taking a test will be difficult. The OECD further found that 55% of students feel very anxious about school testing, even when well prepared. As many as 37% of them reported feeling very tense when studying, with girls consistently reporting greater anxiety relating to schoolwork compared to the boys. This data demonstrates that education and academic performances are significant sources of stress to students. You see, school prepares adolescents for the real world. However, the pressures of competitiveness and the expectations of higher education have burdened our school youths. Also, the exposure to the daily threats of violence and bullying can add to even more stress. Add to these the apprehension over the COVID-19 pandemic, and we get stress levels that are at an all-time high. Not all stress is bad, however. Sometimes stress can be the ultimate key to survival, as it harnesses your well-being and keeps you excited about life. Now, by this point, I'm sure I have you all concerned and wondering what could be the possible solution. There is a lot that could be done to get rid of this issue, but I will propose one thing: music. Now, music is something that poses a very promising solution. When you ask people what they think teens are like, they will more often than not say that most teens just blast angry music and they don't care about anybody but themselves. These stereotypes are just a few among many that are not only just true, but are only there because society has pushed teens to the point where they feel so isolated and they only care about their grades and they only care about getting into higher education. And the only thing that can help alleviate that pressure is music. There is a slight complication. They aren't allowed to listen to said music for fear of distraction. I trust that I am knowledgeable in this, seeing as I am a teenager myself, and I am someone who relies on something to be playing in my background in order for me to work. Regardless of it being music or just a video or just anything, it helps assist me with centering and improving in my work and allowed me to completely just sink into what I'm doing without overthinking about it. It likewise assists with lessening my nervousness about specific exercises, as now my brain is more worried about what it is I'm listening to than whatever it is I'm doing. I need the audience, particularly guardians, to take three things from this presentation. One, is to know exactly how much is on our youngsters' shoulders and to perceive just how much of that comes from school and the general public. Another is to comprehend that there are approaches to help, regardless of whether or not you're doing the work for them. The last thing is how music can be utilized to assist them with mitigating that pressure and that uneasiness. As we round up this presentation, I hope that this topic touches your hearts, as I know that these issues have persisted in our times for some years. And I hope we can all work together to implement a solution. Thank you for listening and have a good day.